should be coming up now.
Yeah, great.
There we go. Let me know when you want me to move on to the next slide.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you, Ben. So my name, as Ben suggested, is Amanda Warren, and I'm part of Croydon Works, for which I'm a job brokerage officer. There are 4 job brokerage officers in our service, which specialise in different industries, and we are part of Croydon Council. So we get funding from lots of different streams, but in essence, we are part of the bigger council, supporting people to get into work in the local area. Next slide, please, Ben. Okay. In terms of our service, as I suggested, we are working with all Croydon residents. We work with folk who are job ready, but also people who are referred to us from people like the Jobcentre and other services locally, helping them into employment or training that leads to employment. So there are some people that may want a career change, for example, or want to get into apprenticeships or other types of employment route ways. We also come across people who are mentioned who are job ready, who literally just need maybe tweaking of a CV or something. And we get referrals from lots of different parts of Croydon. It can be from CALAT, for example, it can be from the Jobcentre, it can be from Croydon College, it can be from lots of different services. And we've been established for about 6 or even 7 years now. So we've got a good span of people that we deal with day in, day out. We're a free service, which puts us in a really good position compared to maybe recruitment agencies. And we are all about offering CSR, so corporate social responsibility and social values. So a lot of the people that we're working with need a lot of support to get into work. They're a long way from getting a job, hence the training that we do to lead to employment. Next slide, Ben. So the service is free. We have a talent pool of about 6,500 people that we've worked with. Some of them have got work, some of them are still looking, some of them are changing work. And every job role that we get on board, we're able to circulate that through our database to see if we can get people from our talent pool to get forward for the jobs that we're working with. When we work with employers, we advertise and we screen all the people that we put forward, which means that we're checking they're a good match for that job and overcoming any barriers for that person to be shortlisted and ultimately be interviewed. The sector training that we do, I specialise in health and social care. So currently I've got a training course for level 1 in health and social care, for which I've got 3 employers turning up tomorrow as part of that course. To present to that course about different opportunities they have. So whether you call them swaps or SBAs, we're doing those on a regular basis. So for example, we do one in health and social care, we've got one in construction, and we've got one in hospitality that we're running consistently every 6 weeks, every month, depending on the different industry. Our CSCS course we run every fortnight right now because it's really, really popular. And anybody who applies for those training courses on our website is put forward for those training courses. As long as they're eligible, they get put forward and they're all free. We do individual and bulk recruitment, so it can be just a one-off type role that we're looking to do, but it can be mass. So for example, a lot of my work is social care, which tends to be more than one. So we look at different ways of doing that, perhaps, I know, putting them together in terms of their interviews, doing a bulk interview as if it were, and then looking at different ways to do things and being more creative. Apprenticeships is massive for us. In terms of our role, we work together within the council, and we've got up to about 40 different apprenticeships that we're working on over the next few months in different departments. So far we've placed a couple, but they will be ongoing, and there's a real need for apprenticeships within the council, and we're working extensively with every different department to ensure that an offer is provided. Our partner network, as I mentioned earlier, is massive. There aren't many Croydon companies that don't know us, and we've got CSR and social value as mentioned again on that slide. Next slide, please, Ben. So this is our model. So we look at employment support. We support specific employers. We work with training providers. We work with the general public. Our service is free. it all comes into Croydon Works, and the stem of what we do is working with our employers and working with them in different ways to ensure we can support them in terms of the work that the roles that they have available. And there are lots of different employers that we work with. I would suggest on our database probably got about 200 different employers we're working with. Not all, we're not working with those all right now, but we've got lots of established relationships. So if we don't have a current vacancy for someone for looking for work, we can definitely spec their CV out to different companies that have. And we do quite a lot of work like that, sort of building relationships. Next slide, please. So the process, if you were an employer, we would get a vacancy from you. We would provide you with a dedicated account manager, so someone like myself, someone who specialises in that particular industry and understands the business and role. Some of the work we might do is advise an employer on the job description might not be quite right, or even they may not have a job description, so we might work together with them to get a job description up and running. We can advertise on our website, to our database. As mentioned, we've got referral partners, we've got different job boards, we can advertise on Indeed. We have probably, just to give you an idea, about 15, 20 people that register onto our website and to apply for our jobs every day. So it's pretty busy and our phones are really hot most of the time. We seem to be able to circulate and generate a lot of interest in what we do. After we've advertised, we'd be pre-screening the people, as mentioned before, to make sure they're a suitable fit. And there are quite often people who are not quite the right fit for that role, but then we can put them for another role, looking at the positives and how we might be able to support people to get work. Once we've pre-screened, we'll submit those candidates to the employer. We can coordinate interviews if required. And what's important for us is obviously to get the right person for the job, but anybody who's not successful, to work with them to ensure we're overcoming any barriers they have to employment. Next slide, Ben. Oh, that was it. Okay. Any questions on that? I'm hoping that a lot of you already know something about Croydon Works and what we do. Any queries, anything that you want more clarification on?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Charlene. I work at Palace for Life.
Oh, hi, Charlene.
Hi, you mentioned before that you work with 40 different, or you are currently doing 40 different apprenticeships.
Yeah.
What kind of apprenticeships are you talking?
In what departments?
Yes.
Okay, so lots of different departments. So we've got about 4 or 5 coming through in January time in housing, for example. Revenues and benefits is the one we've got advertised right now on the system, and that's obviously working in that department. Off the top of my head, we've got a scanning one coming up, which will be an admin. I haven't got the spreadsheet in front of me, but there are a good list of different people.
Is there a chance that you could possibly send me some more information on it? Only because I've got young people that may be interested to do apprenticeships.
Well, that's
the
the release.
As well.
Oh, brilliant. That's really good to hear, Charlene. Once they're released to us, we advertise them on our website. So we don't have any right now because the revenues and benefits one, they were looking for 2 people and that's closed yesterday, and I'm shortlisting that one today. So they're sort of in the mix, but as soon as they're released, there's been a bit of a delay because someone like housing, for example, that team is having a restructure, so now they don't want to recruit till January, February time, which is totally understandable.
Got it, yeah.
So there's lots of changes as you can appreciate from the council on a day-to-day basis. So I don't think there's any on our website right now. But just keep looking at the website, and if you wanted to send me candidates who are interested, I'm happy to discuss. I can get them registered, I can have a chat to them about them and have them in a pool of people. I've been working with Tom from Palace for Life, and I've got a pool of folk who are looking for apprenticeships following the course that he successfully did in the summertime. So I'm always looking at those candidates as a priority, because I know they were quite keen to get those opportunities. The difficulty we have had is they can be quite high level, like level 4, which is A level.
I see.
We're trying to encourage our hiring managers, and that's going on in the background as well in terms of that negotiation, to bring them down a few pegs, because clearly that's not the the general people looking, young people particularly looking for apprenticeships, are folk who maybe haven't done so well at school. So we want level 2, level 3 as a better fit. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the background. But yeah, Charlene, please get in touch with me. I can put my
Thank you.
email on the chat, and if you've got, I'm happy to take a referral and have a chat to the individuals about the sort of work that's going on and how we might be able to help them. Ultimately, I would say register with us, because every opportunity goes out to the whole of our registrants at that time, so they will know that that job is available.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda.
That's okay.
We also have a question from, is it Luz?
Yes, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Luz. I'm an employment coach with Croydon Talking Therapies.
Great.
Thank you for the presentation. It was like very helpful to know about the training and the courses you provide at the moment. I have a question regarding when you get the people registering with you, do you contact all of them and offer sort of a brief maybe chat or any support on a one-to-one basis, or you just select the candidates that you think will be appropriate for the vacancies? Or how does it work from the kind of candidate side?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because people who know me know that I used to be with Croydon Works 2 or 3 years ago, and now I've come back. And previously we had literally a person who dealt with every single candidate that registered. Sadly, we don't have that now because we've had to reduce our team due to funding. As it stands, it will be just the people who apply for jobs that we tend to contact. So you can either register or you can apply for a role. What I would say, just apply for a role and then we will definitely be in touch with you. But as I mentioned, the database situation is with every person, every time we get a new job, we'll send that out to our entire database. And what I would say, if you haven't heard from us and you've registered with us, say 2 weeks ago, ring us, because we're always available to talk to people. But yeah, we don't have that resource any longer, I'm afraid, because it just would be, I'd love to be able to ring every candidate that registers every single day, but that just doesn't happen. But if they apply for a job, we definitely will be in touch with that person.
Sorry,
Okay,
can I
brilliant.
come
Thank
in
you.
there?
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much for this is Geeta.
Hi,
I'm a social prescriber for Croydon Link PCN. I do have lots of patients who are looking for work.
Great.
So I wasn't aware of your service at all.
Great. Okay, that's good that you found out about it.
Yeah. So what I need to know is, how do we refer these people? Is it just by literally applying?
Yeah.
Is it
Just
registering? But because you say you don't even send jobs advertised out to everybody.
We do. Any new job we have, if you've registered onto our system, we will send you that new job.
Okay, and they can register directly onto your system?
Yeah, it's a really simple system. They don't need a password or anything like that. It's literally just go onto croydonworks.co.uk and you just fill in your name, your address. We ask some eligibility questions in terms of, because we're a council service, it'd be things like diversity and stuff, but nothing too complicated. They need to upload a CV, but if they haven't got a CV, you can overcome that using the system, or just give us a ring. Worst case scenario, for people who aren't digitally skilled, as if it were, just arranged to meet us. We're in the office Monday to Friday, and we get people registering all the time, but we are an appointment service, so they can just pop in and register that way.
Okay, would you be able to pop in the chat the website as well as your email, please?
Yeah,
so at least I'll have those details.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it was good. Thank you very much for your time.
Right, we have one more question from Catherine, and then this will be the last one for this piece as we move on to somebody else. So over to you, Catherine.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, Amanda. I work for Croydon MenCap. So we
hi.
Hello, hi. We support adults with learning disabilities and autistic adults. Just wondering if there's any reasonable kind of adjustments to reflect the kind of support they might need that you provide.
Yeah, generally, in terms of reasonable adjustments, there is an option when you register to put that information in, because it asks about your health. So we would really encourage people to disclose what their adjustment is and what they would need, and then we can disclose that to the employer, because that makes it a fair process. In terms of some of the council jobs that we work with, as long as they meet the minimum requirement for that job, then they are likely to get an interview. So that's a positive thing. If we have someone who we feel is is we're not going to be able to help 100% just due to the health condition. We will refer out to people like yourself, to be honest with you, because we can't offer that one-to-one support. We're more about getting people jobs and training opportunities. So we have to make a judgment call on that, because there's no point in them just being on our systems and not being able to support them. And we work with other companies like Status Employment, for example, and Access to Work and those types of firms, because we don't offer that one-to-one support compared to you guys. Has that answered your question?
Yeah, kind of. So we used to have funding for employment support for people with learning disabilities and autism in Croydon, but that funding was it stopped. So there's a bit of a gap that I'm trying to plug and trying to work out who's
frustrating
by that, because we don't get funding for that anymore.
Do you refer to the Work and Health Programme? And I think Emma's on the call. Do you know? You must know about the Work and Health Programme.
I know about the intensive personalised employment support programme, but this is the reason I'm on here, really, because I'm trying to map out where the gaps are, but maybe it will become clearer as we go on. So
Emma's
I don't
on here from the DWP, and I'm sure she'll cover that in her slide. And there'll be other services. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Amazing. Thanks. We'll also have at the end, the last 30 minutes or so, will be some service updates from some other providers as well. So hopefully we'll be able to help support some connections, and then in the meeting notes afterwards as well, we'll share the contact details of everybody who's spoken and offered different services. So I'm going to move on now to Kirsty Hogg. Do, Kirsty, already have your presentation ready to go, organised this time? And you are off mute, even better. So let me get this loaded up.
Thank you, Ben.
And hopefully everybody can now see that.
Wonderful, lovely to meet you all. I am so pleased to be here. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I work for South London Partnership. This presentation, I'll be delivering the first aspect of it, talking about South London Partnership. My colleague Ursula Johnson from Reading Partnership may still join us after 11 to present the second bit, but she has been a little bit poorly. So it could be that I'm doing a presentation from both of us today. So you might hear my voice droning on a little bit longer than had been anticipated. But Ben, let's go to the next slide, please. So what are we looking at today? I'd like to share a little bit about the South London Partnership and the type of programmes that we offer, specifically my one. I'm the lead for the Integration Hub and the Local Skills Improvement Plan, so I'll talk to you a little bit about that. I'd like to highlight some resources that we have available that might help you all in referring your residents or your clients into employment support services. And then either myself or Ursula will talk about the pathway for 3 programs delivered by Reading Partnership. And I'm so very pleased that you mentioned the Work and Health program, as in Better Working Futures, as that's one of the 3 that we'll be talking about. Thanks, Ben. Next slide. So the South London Partnership, I really hope you've heard of us. We are a sub-regional collaboration of the 5 London boroughs, including Croydon. You can see the rest on the slide there. And we're looking at driving economic growth in South London. South London's great. We like living here, we like working here, and we want to make it the best that it can be. Through the collaboration, we focus on health and care, innovation and growth. But in regards to skills and employment, we're looking to support residents into making good progress through skills, education, and then also moving into good work. We want to increase employer participation and investment, and we also want to make sure that the skills system best meets the needs of employers in our area. And we do this through a great number of programs, but I'm just going to focus on 4 on the next slide, please, Ben. Thank you so much. I'm just going to take you a quick whistle stop through 4 of other programs that we offer. So we've got the South West London Social Care Academy Hub, and that specifically looks at improving workforce recruitment and retention for Londoners, especially those from underrepresented groups. And primarily into training and good jobs in the social care sector. It's looking to be the go-to resource for all things social care jobs. We've also got the South London Careers Hub. So the Careers Hub focuses on working and linking schools with employers to make sure that the information, advice and guidance provided in those schools is quality, meets the Gatsby benchmarks, but then also to give, as well as that careers guidance, make sure that children and young people experience the real world of work, be that through work experience and the direct links with the employers. We've also got the Green Skills Academy. We all know that there is a huge need for us all to be mindful of green and to fill the requirements of the retrofit revolution, as it were. We know that there are so many properties in South London that require retrofit, and the Green Skills Academy Hub looks to link residents in with skills and jobs in the green sector. And last but not least, my program, No Wrong Door, the Integration Hub. So the No Wrong Door approach is about getting Londoners into good work, not any job, good work. So sustainable, progressive work. And the Greater London Authority, who funds most of our programmes, has developed integration hubs across South London. We obviously run the South London one, and our hub's function is to drive integration and boost partnership working. So boosting referrals, boosting those pathways between organisations. We're also looking to overcome those systemic barriers to accessing skills and employment. And this could be through communication, but also some of those barriers that our residents face in terms of ableism, racism, ageism, and sexism. So it's a pretty tall remit. Next slide, please, Ben. I'm really fortunate to talk to just so many people, and I hope, and I'm seeing your names in the invite list, the attendee list here, and I'm really, really so pleased because I email a lot of you. So it's nice to put some faces to the names. So through these conversations that I've had with practitioners, organisations across South London, I've received some feedback, and I thought I'd share some of those insights with you. One of the things that I've been told, there's so many hubs. At the time of writing this presentation, we had over 600 organisations listed down in our mapping directory that offer skills and employment advice and support. That's an awful lot of people. 112 of those at this moment are listed on our website. All of these organisations receive referrals, will work with your residents to be able to support them into skills and employment. We know that across South London, there's 3 job brokerages. We're really lucky to hear from Amanda from Croydon Works. It's obviously Croydon's job brokerage. We've also got 1 and 2 of the other boroughs. But despite all of this, we did some resident engagement in year 1 of our programme, and the overwhelming feedback from residents was there's no one to help us. So it's clearly a mismatch between the provision that's out there, the skills offer that's available, and knowledge of those organisations that are there. If I could have the next points, if you could do a double, and I'll have the next 2 up on screen. Thank you. Residents also told us that they would really like to know where to go. And so the Integration Hub has very much found its remit in trying to start those communications with residents and practitioners to be able to inform them of those organisations that are available. There's concern with organisations that they don't know necessarily if they're working with a resident and they've built up a good relationship with them. There's concern that they don't know where the referrals will go. And through our work, we're looking to help smooth pathways as best as we can and introduce people to one another so that they feel confident in referring between organisations. We know that referrals, anyone who's had to fill in a referral in their life knows sometimes they can be long and cumbersome. And we know that our partners are working to make sure that these forms are accessible. Similarly, there's also a slight concern that another organisation wouldn't necessarily support the resident as well as our individual company would, organisation would, I should say. We've also got a couple of additional challenges. Next bullets, please, Ben. some people have suggested through the no wrong door approach, why don't we have a single central system or just a one door so all residents go through this? We are looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's striking that there's 6,500 people just on the Croydon books. So a centralised system would require a great deal of investment, collaboration, and people don't necessarily want to use a centralised system if it's on top of their day job. And the very last one, I paraphrase this is a lot of feedback. All organisations, or majority of organisations, are funded on how many people that they work with. So unfortunately, some people aren't quite so keen to share their residents, as it were. I work with them, that means I get funded. So it's a really big challenge that we're looking to try and address in year 3 of the programme. Next slide, please. Thank you. So a little bit more about the Integration Hub. So what are we doing about it? Well, we've got a website. You'll see the web address up on your screen there, and obviously we'll put it in the notes and the chat. And we're looking to develop, it's just in its infancy at the moment, but we're looking to create a bit of a go-to signposting resource that helps the practitioners and residents be able to connect with the organisations. It's quite simply laid out and easily clickable. So we have a few different sections on there. Organisations that can help you get a job, specific sections for those with disability or long-term health condition, employer resources, practitioner resources. As well as the websites, one of our methods of communication, we also release newsletters and send a great number of emails and LinkedIn posts and socials to be able to share the offers that we're made aware of across South London. We offer training and best practice events through our communities of practice, and we've got 3 of those. We've got a skills and employment community of practice that we hold every few months, the next one being in February. So if you haven't received an invite, please do let me know. You're very, very welcome to come. That's where practitioners have opportunity to network, hear about each other, and then we can maybe progress making those pathways a little bit more seamless. As well as the communication and training, we also develop toolkits, and we've got one coming soon, I'm hoping January, which will be skills and employment in South London. Basically, how do you get a job in South London? What is the breadth of the offer available? What are all the different types of organisations that exist? So I'm sure you'll be interested in that when it is published and launched. Next slide, please, Ben. Thank you so much. This is a horrible contrast on here. I'm so sorry. It's white on my screen, but it's gone blue and double blue. Okay, so I do apologize. You'll see that more clearly in the slides. So what it's supposed to show on this slide are blue boxes with white text. In each of those blue boxes, I have listed some of the organisations that we're aware of that feature on our website. We've got Jobcentre Plus. I think Emma's here from JCP who will talk to us. Croydon Works, who we've already heard from. Work Routes and the Refugee Employability Programme, Better Working Futures, that I'll talk to in a moment. And I'm going to read them all out because unfortunately you can't see them. Croydon Commitment, the Young Ladies Club, CFO Activity Hub, Groundworks, SmartWorks, CVA, Levels Learning, Prince's Trust, Restart, Groundwork, Love London Working. There's a lot, isn't there? I could go on. It's really quite a boring training session for me just to list out names of all these organisations. But what you will find, especially when we get those amended slides out to you, is hyperlinks to each of those organisations. On here, you can see there is just 12, but we have more available on our website. There is an awful lot of provision in South London, and hopefully this training session is just scratching the surface. So I'm minded that Ursula hasn't necessarily joined the session unless she has whilst I've been speaking. Ursula? No, we'll assume that she's still poorly. So I'll pause just for a moment for any questions, and then I'll move on to having a talk through the Reading Partnership slides. Any questions, please?
Sorry, again, it's me, Geeta. How do we actually refer people to yourselves?
So thank you for that, Geeta. We are not a direct delivery agent. We are a connector of other agencies.
Yeah.
So I will talk about the Read in Partnership delivery offer in just a moment. So I'll come on to that. The Integration Hub is a signpost. We've literally just pulled together all the other organisations. So let's take Croydon Works, for example. Amanda just spoke. If you came to our website, you'd find Croydon Works there. You'd click the link, be taken to the website, and then you would refer. Similarly, say SmartWorks, which is a charity that supports women with interview clothes and coaching and a mentoring activity. You would click on the link to the SmartWorks website, and then there you would find a referral. What I'm giving you is a real handful of choices, because your patients, your residents may have very differing needs. So you might find that one of them needs in-work support and advocacy. You might require a different organisation, or have health needs, and you might say to yourself, okay, the offer from Read in Partnership may be more suitable for them than, say, the offer that's available through Groundwork, say. So it really does depend on the needs of your resident. What we've tried to do is make it a bit easier for you, rather than you trawling Google. Don't get me wrong, Google's very helpful, but we've tried to put them in one place to make your life easier.
Yeah, so they have to just literally click onto your website, and that would then lead them into whatever they want to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no registering with you at all?
No, absolutely not. So we're not a direct delivery. We are looking to just integrate. I say just integrate, it's a tall order. Bring people together and share information.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Hi, Kirsty. Tom from Polish for Life.
Hi, Tom. I've sent you emails, and I do apologise for all the spam. But
yeah, that's fine. I guess from our side, because obviously we are direct kind of delivery of employment. I'll talk about what we do later. But if we was running like a construction course, could we reach out to you to try and get employers? Am I right in thinking?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. We don't have a particularly robust employer connection at the moment. We're looking for that to kick off. It's one of our work streams of activity, and that will be coming more in spring. So we're looking at ramping up our employer engagement, waiting for a little bit of funding. We're all subject to funding streams at the moment, but we can certainly link you in if there were certain employers that you wanted to connect to, and then connect you with other organisations that have good relationships with employers. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, you had one of your presentations that you shared out was really good because it had like statistics. I did a funding bid recently, and it had like graphs of South London, and just for people on the call as well, if you are putting a funding bid together.
Yes.
Yeah,
Get in touch.
Have good statistics and things.
Thank you. Yes, we do. We've got all the goodies. We can help you. We can also link people up. So if you are looking for funding bids, we can often help connect you with other people who are looking for funding bids. We're doing quite a lot of work with housing associations at the moment. So collaborative funding bids are very appealing for funders. So we can help link you up with organisations if you let us know specifically what. We are connectors. That's what we're here for. Please do get in touch. Any more questions, and I'll move on to Read in Partnership's offer. Stunned silence. Thank you so much. Ben, if we could have the slide pack back, which I'm hoping seamlessly links onto Ursula's slides. Okay. So I'm going to take off my Integration Hub hat off for a moment. I'm going to pretend that I'm putting on a Read in Partnership one. I don't work for Read in Partnership, as I've just said. I work for South London Partnership, but we do commission Read in Partnership, ably contract managed by Croydon. Actually, they're the lead commissioner of the contract with Read in Partnership, and there are 3 programs that I'd like to highlight today. Here are the website covers and the website links. So I would highly recommend you go on. If you want to refer, this is where you go to refer. But I'll talk through each of the programs. But before I do so, I'm hoping that the very next slide that Ben shows us has got a video. Sorry, Ben, you're away from your chair. That was mean. Would it be possible to try and play this video and we can all keep our fingers crossed that the tech works? Oh, no, it's saying sorry. Can we try it again? This video does not exist. What an absolute shame. So, Ben, if it's okay, I can share my screen and then we can watch the video through that way, perhaps. I'm going to take two.
Sorry.
Bear with us, everyone.
Can you share, or do I need to make you co-host?
I don't know. I'm going to
Fine.
try. I've just clicked share screen. I'm clicking now. Bear with us, everybody. Can everyone see a video? It's tiny. It's tiny, tiny.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, everybody. So I am going to try and zoom it up a little bit so you can see. Is it on the screen? I can see no one else.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I can't see any hands up now. So do just tell me to stop if there's any problems. I'm going to hit play. Fingers crossed, everyone. Whirly circle. Whirly circle.
There's no volume.
We can't hear anything.
Sorry, but I can't. There's no volume on the video.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully we're back together now. I apologise if there was any issues with the sound on that. There was a short film from Ebenezer telling us about his experience of better working futures. If I may, Ben, if I could ask for the slides back from Ursula.
Yep.
If that's possible. So Better Working Futures is the name of our local work and health programme. It's offered in the 5 boroughs covered by South London Partnership. There's 2 additional programmes, Pioneer and Work Routes. Next slide, please. And one more slide, if that's okay. All 3 programs are completely voluntary. They're not mandated. So that means that people receiving support from JCP are not mandated into these programs. They can attend of their own accord. There's slightly different eligibility for each of the programs. Work and health, we're looking primarily at people with a disability or long-term health condition. There's also some additional criteria listed down there that will also be accepted onto work and health. So if someone is homeless, but not necessarily with disability or health condition, they will also be considered for the program. Please, next slide. So what does work and health offer? Personalized care and support. It's more of the one-to-one. We're not looking mass, we're looking quality intervention with the residents. Face-to-face weekly appointments with their designated employment advisor, in-house skills and training, a bespoke and tailored training. In Ebenezer's video just there, you'll see that he did his security card in order to get his security officer job. So that was bespoke to his needs. They'll support with travel costs, interview skills, interview clothing, will connect candidates, residents with childcare opportunities, and will also talk about pathways into work and provide in-work support. So a real hands-on offer for them, I would say, is a fantastic offer for those residents who have additional disability or long-term health condition needs. If I could click on to the next slide, we've also got the Pioneer Work Routes program. This is an extension of the Work and Health program. Slight difference on this one. This is for economically inactive people that are not supported through the JCP offer. Rolling on to the next slide, please, as I'm mindful of time. And the offer is very similar to that of the Work and Health program, but something to know is the Work Routes provides additional support that is distinct and additional to the offer that is provided to the Jobcentre. It's also based on, literally bases the British Association of Supported Employment's place and train model. So it is very much focused on those with long-term health and disability needs. The final programme to run through quite briefly again is the Refugee Employment Programme. Ben, next slide, please. Wonderful. So this programme is for people who are seeking refuge for 18 years plus, but must be under the state pension age, not in full-time education or employment, and are actively seeking work. And this is not necessarily for those with a health condition or disability. Just one to note, this doesn't include those people who are with us under the Homes for Ukraine scheme. There are different support options available for those new residents to our borough. Next slide, please, Ben. So with the Refugee Employability Programme, there's 3 types of support: employability, English language, and integration support. So realising that maybe a different set of support needs are available for this community or these communities. And it uses a case working model. So again, bespoke, tailored to the individual, but with those nuances of the needs of people who are newly arrived to the country. Thank you, Ben. Next slide, please. So the referral program is all done online, or you can make a phone call, but online is probably easier. You'll see the links there. You'd go to the website, click on, and then fill in some brief details about the resident that you're working with. And then you've got the additional option of making contact with the delivery agents for each of the programs. So the contact details are listed down there. What I would say, I am delivering this on behalf of Ursula, who's the integration manager for Read in Partnership. I do not directly deliver these programs, but we do have the contact details down there. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I'm working with a resident, I think Better Working Futures fits the bill, absolutely click on the referral, fill in the information, or feel free to make contact directly with these partners listed on this slide. Thank you, Ben. Next one. And here are some key contacts for the different programs as well, if you'd like to seek further information or you'd like any of the team to present at your local team meetings. Thank you very much. I've gone slightly over time, and I do very much apologise. So if we had any quick questions before I hand back. Silence. Thank you all very much for your time.
It was obviously very well explained throughout, and considering you don't work for the organisation, I think even higher praise is due. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Ben. I'll take it.
We're now going to move on to Emma Gilson from DWP and Jobcentre Plus. Emma, I believe you don't have a presentation. Is that right?
No, I'm freewheeling it, everybody.
So
if you said yes, I do, then I would have been in real trouble then. But
yes, exactly.
Thanks, Emma.
What was the time scale again? Is it 4 hours I get to speak? That's about right, isn't it?
4.5 you have.
4.5 hours. Okay, I think is it 5 minutes?
You've got 10 minutes including time for questions. So
Okay. So interestingly enough, guys, I've just asked all of my colleagues in South London if we have a presentation for such a thing, as everyone else has produced these beautiful ones and nobody has one. Normally we talk about what the Jobcentre offer is alongside perhaps some of our other presentations around some of the other Department for Work and Pension benefits, because that's where I'm from Department for Work and Pensions, and I have been up until last week the partnership manager for the 3 Croydon job centres that we have, one in Thornton Heath, one in Purley and one in central Croydon, which is housed in the council premises at Bernard Weatherall House. The job centre at the moment have 3 main policy focuses, which was deemed important for us to spend time thinking about over this last year, because our caseloads for these groups of people had risen up. And the first group that we have been intensively supporting this year have been the 50+ age group. So if you have any resources or any support or any need to understand that a bit more, then we would happily work with you on that. The second area we've been looking at is in-work progression, which is a really tricky one. So we have a lot of customers who are working part-time, or who might be in a category called working enough, but they're on a low-income job, and they still require a little bit of universal credit support in terms of benefit. And what we have been looking at over the last year is how we can help those people become solely self-sufficient. How might they have conversations with their employers to either get themselves some more hours, or how might they look at moving jobs through upskilling, so learning something new, and then being put in front of employers that may be in the job centre for them to go for a new job. It's been a voluntary programme that has seen us hosting sort of like monthly events in the job centres, where our customers who have some element of work on their universal credit have been coming to have conversations and discussions with our National Career Service, who've been delivering the information sessions that we've been putting on. It's proved to be a really interesting experience. So if you've got any customers that any of your clients that you're working with who are job centre benefit customers, then you might want to ask them to talk to their work coaches about being put onto the next opportunity that we have. The final area we look at, and it's constantly on the list, is disability and long-term health conditions. This is an area that we need to do more work on. So working with you as partners would be really interesting. We have neurodiversity, we know is probably at the forefront of the work that we are focusing on, because there's more disclosure now than we've had ever in the past. People feel more confident about disclosing that they are neurodiverse. Croydon Jobcentre has been awarded the autism certificate for being autism friendly at that job centre. It was a pilot that we did, and so we'll be rolling that out to all other job centres. It doesn't mean that Thornton Heath and Purley aren't, but they haven't been critiqued yet. So Croydon Jobcentre has excelled in being able to support our customers who come in. So yes, if anyone's got any thoughts around that and would like to partner with us in terms of exploring training or job opportunities, then we'd be really happy to work with you. So those are the 3 main priorities that we look at. The more serious and localised, place-based issue that we've got in Croydon is that Croydon has been highlighted as a challenged borough, and this is specifically for the 18 to 24-year-olds, and specifically young Black men who are really struggling to get into work for The obvious reasons I think we know of in Croydon, and perhaps some of the more hidden issues that we are yet to unpick. What we are focusing on this year is hopefully getting another youth hub in place if we can, or the equivalent of. We've had 2 youth hubs that we funded since during COVID, and we were looking to do another one where the focus is into work, and offering hopefully some really exciting opportunities for this cohort of people to have experience with employers of aspirational sort of side of things, as well as normal entry level roles. So that would be in the form of mentoring circles. So where we'll get an employer to come in and talk to somebody about the industry, talk about their journey into being a successful business person or working, you know, at a high level in an organization. We will be doing all the soft skills and then some of the other sort of necessary things around mental health support and that, so that we give a full holistic approach, but very much with that bent on quality employment, so that we can help stop people being stuck in the trap of them not feeling like there is a, you know, there is a strong pathway into really good career-based opportunities. So watch this space for that. We're in just the early forms of setting that up. Within the job centres, we have specialist staff that can support the customers. So we have the disability employment advisors. So I know that was mentioned earlier about, you know, how do we support, what kind of support is out there. So every job centre has 2 or 3 of these specialist staff that will be able to help customers have the conversation about the journey to work. So they work slightly differently from the normal work coaches. So as long as a customer has disclosed that they've got a health condition or disability, then we will be able to put them to those staff members and they can work with them, and they have good success with them. So they work slightly differently, slightly slower, and are more focused in terms of like managing expectations and worries about health conditions. And they talk to them about access to work, which hopefully you would know about, which is a financial support for employers to be able to pay for the adjustments that might need to be made in the workplace for a new employee. We host very regularly, at least once a month, a job fair in the each of the job centres or in an external space. We've used Croydon College, we've had disability job fairs there, we've used Box Park, Fairfield School of Business, I think LSBU, and we've done them in Central over the last few years. So we have a wide stretch of where we can host things. We work extremely closely with the colleges, so Croydon College and John Ruskin, we have, and CALAT, mainly just in terms of like supporting our ESOL, which we send lots and lots of people to. We have excellent working relationships with Croydon Works. I mean, we're a small group here that we refer our customers to their opportunities and been very successful in getting people into work. If there are job fairs that we have and you know of any employers, then please let us know and we can get them to come along. Sometimes we have other kinds of fairs where it's more provider support and things like that. So we would love to hear from you if you are a provider, so that we could get you in to support our customers. And if it's not around a job fair, but it's something where you think that you could help our customers, then we would love to see if we could have you into a job centre and be able to just like have a desk maybe once a month and see if you could get some customers to sign up that way. The other thing we do is we have lots of outreach staff. We have supporting families advisors that work in all the children's centres, and now soon to be the family hubs that are coming in Croydon. We have lots of staff that can do that can come out. So if you have events or if you have a session or a community group or something like that that you think the job centre would be useful to attend. I know I saw earlier there was a healthcare service on here. You know, we've had work coaches come and work out of doctors' surgeries and things like that with the social prescribers. We can do lots of things. I have a colleague in South London who can come and do specific upskilling for you on universal credit, on personal independence payment. They can do sessions on pension credits and things like that. So if any of you need that kind of support, then I can put you in contact with them so that they can come and deliver something specific to you guys. I'm going to stop there. Other than saying, obviously we work with, I'm just going to mention this, we do work with Read in Partnership. Obviously all our customers who fall into the work and health programme, fall into the Restart programme, who've been on benefit for 9 months, get put onto a long-term programme to support them into work. And we have the new REP, the refugee employment programme, which has just taken off and which we're making a lot of use of because the hostels have now caught up with their backlog, and lots of our the asylum seekers have got leave to remain now, so they've become refugees and they'll be coming onto our books. So we do a lot of work with them, and CVA we've done stuff with in the past, so I'm very grateful to be invited here, so thanks everybody. Yeah, any questions? Any comments? Any?
Hi, Emma.
Hi,
Tom.
Emma. Oh, sorry, Tom. No, you're good.
I've spoken already.
No, Tom, go ahead, honestly.
If you're going to, yeah, just a quick one. I guess could you help us? We used to come into the Jobcentre quite a lot when Sal was there. They used to book us in all the time, and then at the minute we're struggling to get in regularly. So any help you can help us there with, just we want to go in and do recruitment there. So
yeah,
yeah, please.
Well, my new colleague is on the call, so Kira Campbell is on, but I think she's having problems with her camera and with the I don't know if her microphone, but I think she can only hear what's going on. So
I'm muted now, but I can't figure out how to put my camera on. I'm so sorry, but I am here in the background.
I think we've got a meeting booked in actually, so yeah, I think that's fine.
Oh, great. Okay, so yeah.
With the universal credit training, that's quite good though, because that's some. Can you tell me more about that? Because we have a lot of learners, and sometimes we know they're neat and they're not on universal credit. So can you tell us just a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so the training that would be offered is for staff only. So we don't speak to service users. So it will just be for you guys to be able to learn about the rules around universal credit, so that you feel confident talking about it. I think it's normally a 2 or 3 hour presentation, and if you want the personal independence payment with that too, then that can be put together, and generally they go together very well because you will have customers that fit in both camps there. So yeah, that can be done for you, along with sort of like perhaps the things that you don't know about the Jobcentre and what we offer. So when customers are ready to move into work, we provide 85% of the upfront childcare costs for someone who may have children to go into a job. So where they might be worried about starting a job and not know what to do with their kids, we will provide them with 80% of that, and we do that for a short period of time after someone has moved into work. We can provide up to 3 months travel costs for people when they're starting a job. We can provide them with clothing, so if they've got a new job and they need a uniform, or they need a few tools, or they need, you know, the white shirt, black jacket, black trousers and shoes, we can do that for them as well. I don't know if people know about that very much. So perhaps we should be promoting that a little bit more, because I think one of the issues that we have, and I'm sure Tom and other organisations that we work with know, is that sometimes there's a fear factor about moving into work and how people are going to pay to do it without being out of pocket. Because of course, universal credit doesn't stop until someone receives their first wage packet. So they will be paid for the time that they're on benefit until they actually start work. So there isn't really a gap there. So Tom, yes, that's good. You've got a meeting set up with Kira, so that's really good for you. And there was somebody else who had a question.
Hi, Emma. Yeah, I just had a question. I've actually got 2 now, but I'm from Learning Curve Group. We're a training provider.
Yes.
So a lot of the learners that we have may have been in unemployment for a long time, and they're wanting to obviously gain more skills. Our level 2 courses are government funded. However, I find that when they find that they have to get a kit, then they
Yes.
get a bit more concerned. So is that something that the job centre can help with a training provider, as opposed to they're obviously they're not starting work, but they are starting a course to lead into work?
Yeah. We've had this discussion. So just for everybody else who doesn't know, there's a beauty learning curves, hair and beauty training centre. That's what you're talking about, Kashel, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I did go and speak to the manager last year about that. The beauty kits cost over 100 up to £200, and that is not something that DWP would be able to pay for. Well, I've checked the guidance, and it isn't something that fits in with us, unfortunately. So we haven't been able to promote that course with our customers.
No, I understand. Thank you for letting me know. I've only just started with the company in September.
Sure.
So thank you for letting me know that.
Yeah, no, it's really frustrating, but it's because the money's up front and we don't have that's the kind of thing we'd pay when someone was guaranteed work.
Yeah,
we
fair
could
enough.
do that for them, but where it's up front for a training course and people might not complete, and that our rules say no. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
So if there are any other questions, if we can follow up an email maybe afterwards, or send it in.
Yes,
we'll
absolutely.
Now, thank you very much. Brilliant. Really
You're
well
welcome.
done. Even better because you didn't have the presentation. So well done on the freestyling. We're going to move now over to Francois Gale from the CALAT Centre. Francois, if you're there, amazing. I can see you on. Let me get your presentation up.
Okay, still good morning, everybody. Lovely to be here, to be invited to this meeting and to meet all of you. So yes, my name is Francoise Gale, and I'm a Community and Support Curriculum Team Manager at Croydon Adult Learning and Training. So we are an adult education service. We are a department within Croydon Council. However, all our funding comes from the GLA. So we are funded totally externally. And really, for us, it's about supporting our residents and learners to change their life through learning. I've really focused my presentation on a few of our curriculum departments to specifically focus on qualifications, so to help and support learners to get into certain types of works. Next slide, please, Ben. So these are our curriculum departments, just to give you an overview. CALAT has actually been delivering adult education in Croydon for over 73 years. So we've been around for a very, very long time. And often adult education has been seen as kind of leisure courses. But now we've moved into and do deliver quite a few courses with qualifications, and you can see here business, childcare, digital skills. So I'm going to focus on some of those areas. Creative arts is mainly our leisure courses. So we do drawing and painting, we've got dressmaking, jewelry making. So those are more for the fun and leisure. We have many learners on those courses who are either are not in work, they're retired people, or people who are inactive and are slowly kind of wanting to develop their social skills, and also not to be so socially isolated. We also have modern foreign languages on there, but again, there's a wide range of languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, Japanese. So, but as I said, I'm really going to be focusing on the qualifications and just kind of go through some of the courses that you might be interested in. So next slide, please, Ben. So this is our business curriculum area. So we've got a range of courses there. Bookkeeping. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake on that second one. That should be AAT Business Skills. Customer service, certificate in business skills, and online business startup courses from level 1 to level 2. Mainly, some of them are introductory courses for the level 1, really to give people an understanding of business, bookkeeping, skills that are needed to work in administration, and the online business startup courses specifically for people who are wanting to develop business ideas and it will cover all of the kind of skill area that you would need for that. So looking at how you do a business plan, cash flows, marketing. On the whole, our courses are 12 weeks. So each term, September, January and April, we have courses starting. Next slide, please. This is our care and early years curriculum. So these are introduction to health and social care and children and young people. We have level 1 and level 2. Again, it's about understanding that area of work and developing the skills required to kind of go on to the level 1 and the level 2 courses. Care progression for care and childcare, again, it's about gaining the skills needed to work in those particular sector skills. And the last one, stepping into care and early years, which is only a 4-week course. We have with us about 4,500 learners that come through the CALAT centres throughout the year. And the kind of support that we provide, because I know this is something that's come up with the other speakers, is that we do help people to apply for jobs whilst they're on those courses. We provide how to develop not only their skills, but looking at their CVs, and also embedded on kind of supporting them in doing application forms. The higher level courses, these in this area, it goes up to level 3. So once the learners have got into work, they can come back to continue upskilling themselves to level 3, which is part of our intention, is to help people to better their lives and to be able to earn more money as well. Next slide, please, Ben. We have an English and maths curriculum. So that's functional skills, maths and English from level 1 to level 2. And these start every term. So the next course intakes will be January and February. People will do these with leading up to possibly going on to GCSEs in September. We do deliver GCSE maths and English. So for people who might be wanting to go to higher education or into specific profession where they will need maths and English. The Multiply programme is a math-based course, and this is to support people to develop numeracy skills. They're kind of very short courses that are fun. They could be things like maths in cookery, maths in creative arts, maths in construction. And again, it's about building up learners' confidence in their math skills to either go on to the functional skills and GCSEs, but also to help them with their job opportunities. And specifically, because now there are many jobs that are doing assessments around maths, and so it's really to help people to have those skills and the confidence to be able to do maths assessments. Next slide, please. Our digital skills, again, as you can see there, we've got from beginners for life and work to right through to level 2, digital skills for work and digital skills in Microsoft Office work. So again, we have a wide range of learners coming in to do digital skills. So some people who have got no IT skills and are complete beginners. So learning how to switch on the computer, the devices, using the mouse, using the different icons, and then going on to the kind of, oops, can you go back?
Sorry.
Oops. And then going on to the digital skills for work, which could include things like using the devices, handling information, carrying out online transactions, how to keep safe online as well. We have many learners who've come with us who are of kind of more mature, who are very concerned about, doing transactions online, specifically because of all the scamming that's kind of going on. So we kind of help and support and give them the confidence to be able to use digital and computers. The digital skills in Microsoft Word, that would cover things like Excel, how to develop formulas, creating graphs, and also PowerPoint. Somebody's asking, are the training courses for free? So all of these courses that I'm talking about, if you are on benefits or very low income, they would be free. Also, we do have an access fund. So if people are at very low income, we have an access fund so that we would pay for 90% of the course, and people on low income would only have to pay 10% of the course. But on the whole, all of these courses are free. Next slide, please. Oh, I should also mention that we have a childcare support fund as well. So if people need childcare arrangements, we can provide and support them with that once they have enrolled on a course. I also think somebody mentioned about people with disabilities and learning difficulties. We have a learner support service. So as part of that, we have a support service where we can assess the learners, look at what their support needs might be whilst they are studying with us. And then we would make sure that that support is in place, because we want our learners to be able to achieve their qualifications and to progress. So the support might be having a one-to-one learning support assistant in class. It might be with equipment, for example, dyslexia, having a reading pen or the different coloured transparencies that they might need. Also, if learners do not have a laptop or data, we can, for the accredited courses, we can provide a Google Chromebook with data so that they can access and use the different facilities. As I said, our courses are part-time, day or evening, so that could be morning, afternoon, and evening classes, 10 to 12 weeks. Some of the courses are on a 1 day per week, so that we make sure we kind of can support people who've got children in school. So they would start about 9:30, 10 o'clock, finish at 3 o'clock. We deliver across 3 sites, which is Central Croydon Library, Thornton Heath, that's in Zion Road, and New Addington. Our courses are starting in January 2004, new courses. So you can check the website for details of how to book in for assessment and to enroll as well. So if you can go on the next slide, I think I've put our website address there. Also on the website will be telephone numbers so that you can make direct contact with the specific departments. There are 2 departments I haven't mentioned. One is ESOL. I think Emma was alluding to making a lot of referrals to us for people with English as a second language. We have a huge ESOL department, around 1,500 learners, and that's pre-entry for ESOL right up to level 2 across all across all the different levels. We deliver not only on our CALAT CALAT sites, but we deliver in the community. So we do go out and liaise with partners. So we're delivering ESOL in, for example, Purley Baptist Church, the Salvation Army, and in different kind of community hubs. So we're very keen to take learning into the community. We know that adult learners, sometimes they've had barriers, they've got fear for learning and may not want to come into our learning centres. So we're very keen to take learning out into the community as well. We have an independent living programme, which is a programme specifically aimed at people with learning disability and learning difficulties. It has a range of courses in that programme, including gardening, cookery, creative arts, history, and some IT as well. What I will do, Ben, I will update my slides. I've started updating it anyway, and I will send you a new one that includes some of these other things that I'm mentioning, including the kind of learner support information. So the next slide, I think, any questions? And I will put my email address in the chat so anybody can email me directly. Any questions, please?
Hi, Francois. I'm just thinking, when we refer, is it just as simple just letting you giving you names? Is that just a basic referral?
What you would need to do, depending on the area that your client is interested, So for each of the different curriculum area, if you go onto the website, you click into the courses, there will be email addresses and telephone numbers, so that then you would email the department directly with your clients' details, and then they will contact your clients.
Yeah.
Digital skills, every Monday we do assessments from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And again, if you go onto the website, you can see the contact details and name and telephone number of the person who can take the details and book them in for the assessments.
Okay, I think for me, for our learners, it will probably be more ESOL, because unfortunately there's been some people that get referred to us to train, but their basic English isn't up to par, so they would really struggle with the completing the course. So yeah, it would be in that
ESOL. So with ESOL, again, if you look on the website, however, if your clients come to one of the centres, so either Thornton Heath, because we know that sometimes some learners are not so digitally skilled, but they can, if they call into Thornton Heath, Zion Road, or Central Croydon, which is in the library, we will give out appointment slips, so they're at our reception desks for ESOL. We carry out ESOL assessments every week, 2 days a week. So if they just come to the reception, we can give them and book them an ESOL assessment.
Okay, and that's Thornton Heath and
the Clock Tower.
Okay. The library.
Yeah, I'll put all the addresses on the website as an update.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just a quick one from me. I assume you're working closely with Amanda from Croydon Works?
Yes, we do. So the support we give to our learners and who are on their courses with us, Croydon Works will come into the courses, we'll give presentations. They're just along the corridor from us in the Clock Tower, so we send them along there. We actually work very closely with Croydon Works, that we deliver some of their courses for the jobs as well.
Yeah. I think I referred someone for maths to Amanda, but now I'm realising she's referred one to you. That makes more sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Great. Thank you very much for that. We're now going to move over to Rachel Blades from Ability to Change. You are muted at the moment, Rachel.
Hi, can you hear me all?
Can indeed, yeah. I'm going to share your slides. Your slides come over to me in a PDF, so I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work, but we'll get there and work it out. So it should be okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes, they look quite small on there, but I'm sure.
I can zoom in a little bit, but not without losing a bit.
Yeah, too much. Okay. Right, we're coming up to afternoon, but still good morning. Thank you for inviting me onto this this meeting today. I think we're going to be coming at a different angle. A lot of the talkers today have been about what kind of services their organisation offers, where we are a charity and we specialise in a support service for disadvantaged individuals. We provide accommodation, we help them with support, their well-being, we help with education, getting them into education, and then helping them with employment, and then moving on independently. And that's, whether it's through Croydon Council or private renting. And that's the kind of service that we do. It's been good to listen to this meeting and hear all the different services and what they provide. We have worked with people such as Croydon Works, CALAT, and we do send our service users to like job fairs and stuff like that. But what I'll do today is just let you know about our service, so we can actually, we can take referrals from some of these guys that are actually coming to your service. So, right, next slide. Right, so who we are. Ability to Change is a registered charity founded in 2015 based in the London Borough of Croydon. We have several properties, mainly based in Thornton Heath and in Croydon. So we provide a specialist support service that reduces the impact of homelessness and social disadvantage through the provision of our wraparound support service. Over the last several years, we have developed an exceptional team of trustees, skilled and fully trained staff and volunteers who have over 20 years experience working in the charitable sector. We are passionate about supporting and empowering people who are deemed to be disadvantaged, isolated and vulnerable. These individuals may be struggling with further education, seeking employment, in trouble with the law. So what we do, we accommodate, support, empower, reintegrate individuals who have demonstrated the motivation to change their offending behaviour, as well as providing accommodation. We provide ongoing support to ensure holistic approach for positive integration. We work closely with our service users to enable them to develop independence and confidence to make better choices and to steer away from crime and move on positively in their lives. Next slide, please. Who do we work with? So we work with London Borough of Croydon, CGL, you know, if they have any substance misuse or, you know, things like that, that's who we refer. CALAT, Crisis, the Jobcentre, St Giles, St Mungo's, Princess Trust, Optimum Focus, you know, they do counselling for us, the big lottery fund, Awards for All, so we can try and get funding to do workshops and do mentoring programs in-house. Yeah, we work with, you know, local schools, and we work a lot with the prisons, because I would say 70% of our referrals do come from the prisons. So yeah, so we work alongside lots of different partners. Next slide, please. Our aims and objectives. Well, we aim to provide high quality support, housing and associated services so that our service users can develop their independence to maximise their inclusion in the community and their everyday lives, to tackle discrimination, thus ensuring equality of opportunity to is achieved in all aspects of our work, providing support, guidance and education to our staff and service users, to provide the highest possible housing standards so that our service users have a home that offers them secure, safe and comfortable environments, to work with a range of stakeholders, including service users and other agencies, to ensure that we continually evaluate, reflect and improve our service. Next slide, please. What we offer. Our work is based on individually tailored support plans for everyday service users, underpinned by framework of equal opportunities, anti-discrimination and mutual respect. We work holistically and by linking service users in with appropriate community resources and services. We address a range of support needs, which include sustaining tenancy, improving life skills, communication, budgeting, cooking and nutrition, benefit advice, reducing the risk of offending through our counselling and mentoring programs, advocacy and legal services, links to other agencies, including St Mungo's, Groundwork, Croydon Works, etc. Access to other specialist services, including legal advice, substance misuse services like CGL. Increasing the level of independence, one-to-one coaching, finding work, training, constructive activities, which is great because a lot of you guys on this meeting have a lot of tools that we can actually help with our guys. Oops, sorry there. We strongly believe in the importance of engaging in opportunities that will create lifestyles to reduce the likelihood of reoffending. Our skilled teams of staff, volunteers will work alongside service users to encourage to include and identify their aspirations. We also work proactively with local employers to create opportunities for both voluntary and paid work. We have several single properties which are fully furnished and have a high level of security. And like we said, they're mostly based in Croydon. Can you please go on to the next slide? Who do we support? We support males over 18 years of age, single homeless without dependent children, involved within the criminal justice system, in need of housing and support with no legal right to be housed by the local authority, with low to medium support needs, which prevent them from living independently, in the need of support and willing to cooperate with ability to change staff and their referring support workers. Applicants who have misused drugs and alcohol, they must not have a history of arson or sex offenders, and they must UK and EU residents with a variable ID and in receipt of UC. We operate we actually take referrals from from different organisations. Oh, okay, you want to move on? That's fine. These are some of the testimonials from our service users. You can have a quick read. It just lets them know, lets everybody here know what we do for our service users, and just something that they've just, just done a testimonial. And that's really it from us. Is there any questions?
Yes, it's Geeta. How do we actually refer people to yourselves?
Well, you just send in an email and then you request a referral, then we send you a referral form.
Okay, so you do need a formal referral. We can't just signpost them to you. Yes.
And we, it's always through an organisation. Most of our referrals do come from the prisons and from Croydon Council. So once you send in the referral request, we send you a form, you fill it out, and then we will book an assessment, and then we take it from there. Once we do an assessment with one of our support workers, then we will then invite them in, and we will take it further that way.
Okay, so we just email you directly?
Yes.
Okay, you'll need to put your email onto the chat then. Thank you.
There was another page. I think there was one more slide that Ben, did you have that last slide? What has our information on there?
Sorry, let me bring it back up.
The next one, yeah.
Thank you.
So I think I moved it on a bit quicker there. But yeah, so we take referrals from all organisations, and we try to reintegrate these people back into, that's it there.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any more final questions?
No, Rachel, I'll book a meeting with you or one of your colleagues, just because we do deliver like a football employability program in the prisons. So we do have a large prison cohort as well.
Oh, you do, yeah. And the thing about with the people in prisons, they do find it hard when they do come out. They don't have the support. So what we try and do is support them right from the ground upwards. So as soon as they come out, we can meet them at the gate. We then put them into one of our houses, because we do actually referrals. We do phone calls whilst they're in the prison, so we can actually start the process from there.
Did you say it was just for males? Because we work in the high down and downs route, so the males on the women's prison.
It's males. We currently have males.
Okay. No worries. Thank you.
All right.
Great, thank you very much. So we're going to move into a series of service updates now, and we've got 6 speakers and about 25 minutes left to go. So it's about 3 or 4 minutes each. Now, I don't know that all of these speakers are actually here, so we might get a little bit more time at the end for Q&A. But what I would ask is, if you have got any questions, please put them in the chat, or wait till the end of all of the service updates that we have, just so that we can make sure everyone gets the opportunity to speak. We are going to start with Tom Richardson from Palace for Life.
I've got a presentation, or do you want me to be quicker? I can fly through it though.
No, yeah, that's fine. I'll share it.
I've got it in front of me. Do you want me to share mine? Just I can be quicker.
Yeah, sure, yeah, it's fine. Taking away my one job, but that's all right.
That's all right. No, I just thought it'd be quicker. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. So my name's Tom. So I'm from Palace for Life. So I run a program called Game On. So we're the charity of Crystal Palace Football Club. We're a different entity to the football club, but we are based at Selhurst Park. I like to say half the organisation's football, half's not, and not many people understand kind of the non-football stuff we do. So on the football side, we do kind of weekly free football activities and all kinds. But today I'm just going to talk about education, training and employment. My target audience, mainly young people, so we mainly work with 16 to 25-year-olds. We do work with people above and below that age in terms of education and employment. We kind of take it on a case-by-case basis. Our primary areas are Croydon, Bromley, Sutton and Lambeth. We would take anyone from anywhere, to be honest. It's just normally we don't advertise in different boroughs, just because all the football clubs have like an agreement that we don't go into other people's areas. But to be honest, anyone, we would take it. Our funding allows us to work with anyone, basically. Mainly looking for people working less than 15 hours, people not in education and training. And for those wanting a career change, to be honest, we've had people that drop out of university, drop out of college. So yeah, mainly looking for people that just need that support. And our funding is quite relaxed in terms of who we can work with. All our programs are free. Just putting that out there. I'm going to add that to the slide just so it's visible. So there's kind of 3 ways to get involved with our program, which we call Game On, and it is kind of growing quite quickly, to be honest with you. So the first kind of way to get involved with Game On is what we call Skills for Life, and I'll go into all these kind of very quickly on different slides. But Skills for Life, we kind of want it 3 times a year, so normally in autumn, early spring, and then early summer. And it's a 6-week program, and I'll go into that in a minute. Kick-Off 2, which is an area we're growing quite a bit. So we deliver training courses, qualifications, and trying to embed extra things onto the courses. And then Industry Insights, which is kind of just everything ad hoc, what we do. But again, I'll go into these now. So first, the Skills for Life program. So it's normally 2 days a week for 6 weeks, normally Thursday, Fridays. And I like to say it's for those that are probably furthest from the job market and just need to be engaging in things. So every week we kind of deliver the courses, we deliver these 6 themes, but each theme we deliver out in the community. So in the past, we've gone to South Bank University, for example, in Croydon, and delivered a CV workshop there. We've gone to like Croydon Fire Station. We've even gone to Croydon Council. So we take the young people and just trying to get them out and about and getting used to being in the community. I won't go through all these weeks, but as you can see, they're the kind of the 6 themes, starting from personal branding, bearing around, and they're kind of the focus for each week. Young people do get a level 1 employability qualification. Obviously, it's, for some learners, that's more important than others. But again, that's kind of how we structured the curriculum, let's say. The Kick-Offs too, like I say, we're growing these quite fast. Next year, we're going to be doing these hopefully once a month. And then we're looking at what kind of kick-off courses. So it's normally between 1 and 3 weeks. Normally qualifications between level 1, 2, or 3. And we've tried to embed it so it's not just a training accredited qualification, which we do in partnership with training providers, but actually trying to embed so you get the qualification, but then trying to embed visits to workplaces, work opportunities, and as we grow, we're hoping to do guaranteed interviews and bring employers into the training qualification. And like I said, they're going to be different courses, so we're looking at everything from construction to health and social care to retail, wherever there's a need and the demand, basically. And then Industry Insights. So I like to say this is everything ad hoc. So we do lots of trips throughout the year, especially half terms. And again, people can come. We've gone to places like ASOS, Football Manager. This week we went to some kind of corporate tech firm in East London. And again, we do visits all the time. We do a careers fair at Selhurst Park, which we do with the Jobcentre. We're looking to do that in April. So again, big jobs fair at Selhurst Park, great facility to kind of host the jobs fair. And then I can't see the Industry Insight weeks as well. So that's kind of similar to the kickoffs, just without the qualifications. So we do lots of visits throughout the week and try and embed interview skills and just try and get people more ready for work. Just so you know, so when you come onto these courses, you don't have to necessarily go on all of them at once. So one person might come to a visit and then they might end up going on to the 6 weeks, or someone might be on the 6 weeks, go on for the visit. So we try to get people engaged in at least 2 of the 3 things I've just mentioned. But again, they're the kind of 3 areas. Other things that we do on Game On, so again, CV building. So again, even if we recognize sometimes learners can't come onto the 6 weeks because they might not be allowed in certain areas or just any other reasons. So we can help people with the CV and all that kind of stuff. Podcasting is again something we're trying to develop throughout the year, but we do embed that into the 6-week program as well. Employability support, networking, all that kind of stuff. We do other trips as well. So we did international trip. I was fortunate to go to France with 7 18-year-olds during the summer, where we did some kind of work experience, and we're going to be doing that again next year as well. I think last year we took some young people to Kenya as well. So again, lots of other things. There's not just a Game On activity, but other things as well. And then social action projects throughout the year. I've even got 4 young people going to the match tonight to do some fundraising. So there's just social action projects and other things to get involved in, and volunteering, that kind of stuff. How to sign up. So this is my final slide. So normally how we sign up, I have a bit of a mailing list. So normally share opportunities. I have kind of 3 mailing lists. One kind of talks about how to get referrals. So I'll promote our own stuff, not just my stuff, but kind of foundation stuff. Another one is South London's kind of opportunities. So normally whatever people send me from other organisations, I kind of share that. So good one. And then also one which is going to be going out soon to employers, trying to get employers more involved in our activities. So do put your email in the chat, because I will try and add you to that mailing list. So yeah, it'd be good to keep in touch. In terms of referrals, like I say, the best thing to do is be added to the mailing list, because like I say, we might be doing a construction course one week and then that might change going forward. So again, it's just best to be on the mailing list. But again, the best thing to do is just email us and find out what's upcoming, and also happy to signpost people to different organisations. Also, in terms of the SEND learners, I meant to mention at the start, I would say about 40% of our learners are SEND on the different shapes and forms. So we do get a real mixture of young people on our courses. I think it's something we do quite well at in terms of integrating people from all kind of walks of life. So again, happy to share this presentation if I think they're going to do it anyway. But yeah, any questions, just let us know.
So we'll come to questions at the end. Really appreciate that, Tom. Thank you.
No
Very
worries.
thorough. Anthony Goff.
Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, that's correct, Ben. Hi, everybody. Unfortunately, I don't have a presentation, so I'm just going to be just speaking. So I'll be talking about SLAM Work Well, and I'll be focusing mainly on what my team does. Unfortunately, my colleague who was supposed to be delivering this with me is going to be observed. Her service is being observed, so she's not able to attend. So I'm going to try and say a little bit about what their service does. So I work in the primary team. Some of my colleagues are actually in this meeting today. We've grown from 2 staff members to 8 in under a year. We work in partnership with Croydon Talking Therapies, formerly known as Croydon IAPT. Yeah, so what we do, we support clients who are engaged with talking therapies. They may have recently been discharged or in a waiting list, but predominantly most of our clients are in treatment for episodes of anxiety, depression, long-term health conditions such as insomnia, for example. What we do, we offer clients free of charge sessions up to between 4 and 7 sessions. And we support the clients in terms of employment issues. So it's normally finding employment, remaining in employment, and returning to employment. And specifically, what that would look like is if a client wanted to gain support in terms of finding employment, we would offer sessions with developing CVs, developing cover letters, looking at LinkedIn profiles, offering interview preparation sessions. We make it very clear to our clients that we're not a recruiting agency, but we try to offer the clients confidence in identifying their strengths in maintaining and sustaining, finding sustainable strategies in finding employment. In terms of remain, let me talk about remain. So in terms of remain, what we find is some of our clients who are in post, they may sometimes want to find work, so we offer support with that as well. But we also find that some of our clients are at risk of losing their role for whatever reason. So in those circumstances, we try to offer information, advice, and guidance. If we feel or we've made an assessment that the client's reached a particular threshold, we normally would escalate the case to get support from our in-house lawyer, and they can receive additional support to maybe explore possible cases of discrimination or support with cases if they're going to be going to employment tribunal, not to the full aspect of from start to finish, but maybe looking at where they can explore where they can explore further support. For those clients who are returning to employment, and if we're supporting those clients, what we will be offering is probably a bit similar to Find, but it's more focused on developing their confidence, looking at their career options, looking at barriers to employment. What we find is some of our clients, they may not have worked for some time, they may have a gap in their employment history for various reasons, possibly raising a family, ill health. So we just try to offer support in those avenues. What else? What else do we do? So as I said, we offer up to 7 sessions. We're funded by the DWP. We work with young people who are aged from 17 upwards. We don't have a limit. We try to, you know, embrace all of our clients from the Croydon area. Yeah, so we've worked with some of the organisations in this project. In this meeting. So yeah, we're based in the Royal Bethlehem Hospital and also Davis House in central Croydon. So yeah, as I said, I focus mainly on what we do as a team. If my colleague was to be present, she would have spoken about her service, which is secondary. The secondary team would be known more commonly as IPS, which stands for Individual Placement Support. So that service would support clients who have longer term, long enduring mental health conditions or disorders. They support in a similar practice in terms of they will support in terms of employment, you know, at risk of losing their role, finding employment and so forth. But their model is a evidence-based model which is internationally known. But sorry, I'll digress. That's what they do. And there's also another team within Croydon Workwell, which is called the core team. And the core team, they support clients with similar at a similar level to IPS or secondary, but they will support clients in terms of finding roles back into education, vocation, and volunteering. So yeah, that's my short presentation. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out via the chat as well. Thank you, everybody.
Muted. Great.
Thanks, Anthony. I did want to ask you, how do we make a referral? Because we normally do the IAPT referral, but not directly to you.
Excellent question. Unfortunately, you're not able to directly refer to us, but if you signpost your client or whoever you're working with to Croydon Talking Therapies, at that stage they will be triaged. So they would disclose whatever their situation may be if they're having an issue regarding work. And then when they're triaged and they're assessed, they will probably be allocated a therapist, but then they will be signposted to our service as well. A referral will be made to our service.
But that would be only if this person actually mentions that that's what they want to do. Some of these people who go for counseling don't talk about those things. They just talk about how they feel. They don't normally talk about, oh, I haven't got a job and that's why I'm feeling depressed.
Just to answer that, when they do the triage, they will ask questions about their employment situation.
Right.
So at that stage, then they'll be prompted to just maybe talk about their work situation. They may not disclose it at that early stage, or it may not be an issue or a factor at that stage, and it may come up a bit later, and the therapist can make a referral to our service. But yeah, they are prompted.
Right, okay. Because a lot of my patients have got anxiety issue, and there's some of them are even not able to step out of their front door, you see. So what are the chances of them getting employed?
Oh, do you know what?
My concern is.
Do you know what, Nish? Is it Geisha? Gita, sorry. Do you know what? We embrace clients like that. We work with clients like that on a regular basis. So we will offer, we're quite flexible in our approach. So let me speak about my team. We will offer over the phone consultations and sessions, virtual. They have the flexibility if they want to come and visit us or have the sessions delivered face to face. I personally have delivered interview prep sessions to a client purely over the phone for 4 sessions because of their anxiety levels. They didn't feel comfortable doing virtual. So yeah, we have that flexibility. So we work at their pace. We don't try to do 1-2. We try to work alongside and with the clients.
Okay, and you don't do home visits either, do you?
Unfortunately, no. At this stage, we don't do home visits.
No, that's fine. Just wanted to confirm that.
Okay,
thank you very much, Anthony.
No, that's cool. No worries.
Thanks a lot, Anthony. Really, really well spoken. We're going to move over now to Fiona Hollow from SmartWorks.
Hi, everybody. I'll keep this brief. I don't know if any of you have heard of us before, but just to introduce who I am, my name's Fiona. I work for SmartWorks, and we're a service that support women who've got upcoming job interviews. We give clothing, coaching, and confidence to help them succeed at that crucial point where they might be at an interview stage, and actually, if they get that job, that could change their life. We give them clothing, so we give them a full interview outfit, and theirs to keep completely free and very high quality. We then give them one-to-one coaching where we get them just to kind of have some support to prep them for that interview. And then hopefully if they get the job, they come back to us for some further support. We do also offer some career coaching for people who maybe aren't quite at that interview stage, but are really actively looking to get back into work or to get a job. And that's where, again, they just get one-to-one coaching with a trained coach to support them in kind of that interview job seeking stage. Just to kind of give you a bit of an overview, we have 3 centres, and my colleague Steph was meant to be on this call. Sadly, she's not around. She's based in Croydon at our Croydon Centre, which we opened in February, and it's in the Central Shopping Centre, so it's a really good location for people to get to. When they arrive, they're greeted, they're given a cup of tea if they want one, things like that, and then they'll have their appointment with some trained volunteers. We've recently slightly shifted some of how we take a referral, so I thought I'd just give you a quick update on that. It used to be that we just took referrals over the phone. We still do that. We love speaking to you guys on the phone, but we also now have an online referral form, which I'm just going to quickly show you on my screen. So hopefully you can see this here. This is our website, and you can just go to make a referral, and you scooch down here, and we just ask for a little bit of just criteria just to see where they're at. And then you can just click on London and the surrounding areas, make a referral, and then you just fill it out on behalf of the client you're referring over, and you just tick the relevant boxes that make sense to them. You can give us information about the client, information about their interview, and also information about who you are. The key thing to say as well is that we're really up for being tailored, so we want to make sure that all women that come to see us are really supported. So in this box here, you'll note that people sometimes add extra information, so the role that the client's applied for, or if they've got additional needs, or if they want it to be virtual. It's already been mentioned a few times that some people, might struggle to get to appointments for different reasons, like in person. We can do things over the phone or over Zoom, and also just if they need an urgent appointment because they've got a really an interview like the next day. We often get a lot of questions kind of our way about how quickly we can see someone. And our policy is we will always try and see them before the interview. We take client referrals and we will see them the same day if that's what we need to do. The great thing about the Croydon Centre, as I say, is it's really well connected. So it means that people can come to us really quickly. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but just want to say thank you so much for referring over to us. I know a lot of you have done that in the past and continue to do that. And we absolutely love working with you guys. So thanks very much for letting me just spiel a little bit there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. We're now going to move on to Kishore Charles from Learning Curve.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. Just like Fiona, I'm just going to keep this really, really brief. This is the first time I've been involved in something like this, so I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm part of the Learning Curve group here in Beauty Academies in Croydon. We provide fully funded courses, level 2 courses in hairdressing, barbering, cosmetic, makeup, nail services, and also we do hairdressing apprenticeships as well, which means that I have close communication and relationships with salons, which will then in turn provide learners to first obviously complete their course, but also have the opportunity to go into full-time employment. As I've mentioned before briefly, we have a lot of referrals from people that have been in long-term unemployment or want to just have a career change, and then we support them from completing the course and then into employment afterwards as well. Maybe with another opportunity, I will be able to provide like a presentation to kind of go more in depth with some of the other services that we do provide. In terms of funding, unfortunately, I found out in this meeting that we are struggling to find funding for the kit, which is going to be the only investment that all our learners will have to have However, we do have a kit list. So if they have, they can rummage, at home with all of their stuff that they have that they want to use, or we can provide alternative links to get the kits together. And we have stuff that are in the academy anyway that they can use to complete their courses. The courses run part-time, 1 to 2 days a week, between 4 and 6 months for a level 2. To gain employment in the hair and beauty industry, you do need a minimum of a level 2 qualification, which is why I think it's important for us to have vacancies there ready for them, so that when they do complete the course, it's 6 months, it is going to be intensive. They are, fresh, they know exactly how to perform in a salon environment, and they can go straight into employment afterwards as well. But yeah, I hope I haven't missed anything. But if you do have any questions, please do reach out. And you'll probably get a lot of emails from me as well, because I would love to collaborate with some organizations that have spoken already as well. So yeah.
Great, thank you very much. Yeah, I believe. I don't believe that Carol Foster or Hannah Christian are here. Is that correct? Yeah, perfect. So one thing I have been asked to ask as well, if anybody didn't register originally through Eventbrite, please make sure that you share your email address in the chat so that we can follow up afterwards, because otherwise we won't have access to those email addresses. Thank you very much. And then we've got 4 minutes left to go. So if there are any specific questions that anybody's got for any of the speakers or at all, we've got a couple of minutes that we can share those if anybody would like to. There is one, Kishal, I see you've already answered it, but just about whether or not your training courses are free.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even get to look at the chat. No, so the courses that are level 2 are fully funded for those that are receiving low wage income, and also in receipt of other benefits as well.
Amazing, that's great, thank you. And
just to emphasize, that is only for level 2. We do level 3 courses, but I don't feel like the service users that are part of our organizations, that'll be beneficial for them just because of the cost that's involved. But level 2 will get you straight into entry vacancies in salons.
Great, thank you very much.
It's Kay here. Can I just ask all the speakers, because I've got your presentations, but I noticed a few of you have said you want to amend them or add things. Is it possible to get them to me as soon as possible? Because I don't work on a Friday, and then I can add that with the video link and anything you want to add. That includes those in the open session. Anything you want to add, just let me know as soon as possible. Please confirm if the current presentation is okay. Thanks, sorry.
Great, well said. And a final point just from me, a lot of our services and network are also on the Simply Connect directory. If you are a service provider or you have an event that you would like to add onto Simply Connect, you can go onto the site, you can email over, you can have all of those details added. There is a link from Croydon Council to Simply Connect as well. So a lot of people, when they're looking for services or support for various areas across the borough, and this is not just employment support, though it's a welcome addition. A lot of people are using that, so it's a great place for everybody to go for a one-stop shop to find all the information they might need from across the borough. And Jenny, yes, I do work for CBA. Thank you. Okay. Brilliant, excellent. Well, if that's it, we're on time, in fact a minute early. I really thank you for everybody who came along and spoke today, everybody who came and engaged in the session, asked questions. These are really important sessions from One Croydon, and it's great to see them continue to be busy and popular. So take care.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
very
much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.